Have you ever caught yourself sitting inside four walls, feeling something inside you crack? Not dramatically, quietly, almost unnoticed. Like old plaster flaking off bit by bit while you keep trying to convince yourself everything's under control. You're doing everything right, getting up early, setting goals, reading motivational quotes before bed. And what do you get in return? Silence. Not the inspiring silence of a monastery, the kind that presses against your eardrums. You start wondering, maybe I'm just not built for this. Maybe everyone else got some secret persistence gene and I ended up with a defective version of character. Sound familiar? You're not alone. But here's the ironic part. You blame yourself for the way the world actually works. You think if you were stronger, more disciplined, smarter, you'd already be noticed. Yeah, sure. As if success were some beauty pageant where judges sit in the clouds waiting for you to earn their approval. The truth is, there are no judges. There's just you, your work, and a cold, indifferent reality that doesn't applaud effort. It pays for results. And yes, that's brutal, but it's honest. You start believing the problem is you, that you're not charismatic enough, not smart enough, not something enough. But let's pause for a second. What if you're not the problem? What if you're just playing the wrong game? Picture this. You step into a boxing ring holding a bouquet of flowers, complaining about the referee. You say, "Look how hard I'm trying. I'm a good person." And you get punched in the jaw. Not because you're bad, because in the ring, nobody asks if you're nice. They ask whether you can take a hit and respond. Life isn't a popularity contest. It's a ring. And while you're waiting for applause just for showing up, you've already been knocked out twice. Here's the trap. Your whole life, you've been sold the idea that success is linear. Step 1, believe in yourself. Step 2, tell the world your dream. Step 3, get support. Step 4, become a legend. Sounds nice, right? Total nonsense. A bedtime story for kids. Reality looks different. You start, you're ignored. You continue, you're mocked. You're about to quit, and only then, once you've stopped craving approval, something real begins. Not because you earned it, because you stopped trading your energy for crumbs of attention. You're not broken. You were misled. You were told you need to be visible. In truth, you need to be dangerous, in a good way. Dangerous to your own excuses. Dangerous to the habit of waiting for permission. Dangerous to the fear of going unnoticed. The world doesn't notice those who scream. It notices those who no longer need its gaze. Do you know why loneliness on this path hurts so much? Not because you're weak, because you've been measuring your worth through other people's reactions. Like an addict chasing a fix, every like, every good job, every approving look was your food. Now you're hungry. And this hunger isn't punishment, it's detox. You're flushing out your dependence on external validation. It hurts, but it's the only road to freedom. Because as long as you're waiting for someone to say, "You've got this," you'll never begin. Here's what nobody tells you. Loneliness at the beginning isn't failure. It's proof you've stepped outside the crowd. The crowd is always loud and comfortable, like a familiar swamp where at least you know the frogs by name. Breaking away means being alone for a while. Not because you're an outcast, but because outcasts are simply those who choose their own road while others dance to someone else's music. You're not alone. You're just a few years ahead of your surroundings. And yes, that's lonely, but it's better to be alone ahead than cozy in a crowd moving backward. Now the most important part, stop fighting for the right to be noticed. It's a battle you'll never win. The moment you get attention, it fades. People are fickle. Their interest burns like a match, bright, brief, gone. You don't need attention, you need influence. And influence isn't built on noise, it's built on consistency. Not on recognition, but on results that can't be ignored. Imagine two trees. One shouts, "Look how fast I'm growing," pouring all its energy into flowers and leaves for show. The other stays silent. It sends roots deep into darkness, into cold soil, for years. While the first rots from its performance, the second becomes an oak that survives hurricanes. Do you want to be a bouquet or an oak? Your choice. Just don't lie to yourself. Bouquets are beautiful today. Oaks are beautiful in 20 years. You might ask, how do I stay sane in all this silence? Simple. Stop seeking confirmation. Every time you feel the urge to post, "Look how hard I'm working," put the phone down and take another step. Not for them, for you. 10 minutes of reading, one cold shower, one email you've been afraid to send. Not for the outcome, for the fact that you did it when nobody was watching. That's your new currency. Not likes, integrity with yourself. And yes, it'll hurt. You'll want to quit and run back to the crowd where it's warm and everyone praises each other. But remember, the crowd isn't evil. It's just full. It doesn't understand hunger because it hasn't felt it in years. You're hungry, and that hunger is your advantage. While others feed on approval, you're building character in the dark. And one day, when the real storm hits, they'll cling to you, because you're the only one who learned to stand without support. Don't wait for the world to notice you. Become impossible to ignore. Not through shouting, through weight, through depth, through what grows inside you after months of silent work, a calm confidence that doesn't need proof. People will feel it even if you say nothing. They'll come to you, not because you called them, but because your energy becomes magnetic. And here's your first step. Right now, after these lines, not tomorrow, not when you feel like it, now. Turn off every notification on your phone for the next 2 hours. Not for productivity, for symbolism. Your first act of defiance against a system demanding your constant availability. 2 hours of silence. No excuses, no posting, just you and your work. And when you're done, don't brag. Just remember the feeling. I did this for myself. That's where freedom begins. The world won't become your friend when you succeed. It will simply stop being your enemy. And by then, you won't care, because you'll understand the real secret. Other people's approval is a tax on your weakness. Freedom begins where the need for their opinion ends. You owe nothing to anyone. You owe only one person, who you'll become a year from now if you choose silence over noise today. This isn't motivation. This isn't inspiration. This is a sentence handed down to your old self. The version that waited for permission is dead. It was buried the moment you finished reading these words. What's born in its place is up to you. But understand this, the new you won't shout about victories. He'll quietly harvest where others were afraid to plant seeds. And one day, when they ask, "How did you do it?" you'll just smile, because some lessons can't be explained. They can only be lived, alone, in darkness, in silence, while the world sleeps and you build your future without a single witness. Except one, the person in the mirror each morning, finally starting to respect who he sees.